Today on December 13th, I am speaking to you in a quiet voice that knows your name, and I am not far away. I am not distant or distracted. I am here in the room where you are reading, and I am placing my hand over the storm that has been circling your heart. Because I have seen how long you have waited and how often you have been told to give up. Yet you kept a small lamp burning. You kept a space open for me, and because of that I am moving now, and the movement is sure, and the movement is swift, and the movement is for you. I am not telling you this to stir your emotions only for a moment and then vanish. I am telling you this because I have set a time, and I have set a path, and I have set a sign, and you are about to see what I promised you in secret conversations when you were too tired for long prayers and simply whispered my name. I am counting down with you. 2 minutes left is not a threat. It is a window. It is the final bend in the road where the scenery breaks open and you see the city lights you have been climbing toward, and I want you awake for it. I want you attentive. I want you present, because I am about to slip a key into your hand that unlocks what has been stuck and untangles what has been knotted for years. I watched you try to solve it with your own strength, and I smiled, not because you failed, but because even in failing you kept your softness, you kept your kindness, and you did not let bitterness become your language. You learned to speak gently to yourself even when others were harsh, and this has reached me like incense. There were nights you asked me why I was silent, and I was not silent. I was arranging a meeting you had not imagined. I was preparing the good news that is now walking to your door like a courier who knows the exact address without needing a map. I was placing your name on a page that needed to open at the right time so that your arrival would be honored. I did not forget you when the messages were unread. When the calls were ignored, when the opportunities closed like heavy doors in ancient corridors, I marked those places with my sign so that when you return, the doors open by themselves, because I am there first and I have already turned the lock. You are telling yourself you do not want to hope too loud in case the noise of your hope draws disappointment. But I am not disappointment. I am the assurance that does not break. I am the promise that knows exactly how to fit your life without crowding it. And I am the Father who loves giving you what you can carry and then strengthening you to carry even more. You asked me if you were late. You are not late. You are right on time for a schedule you did not design. And I am not scolding you for the detours. I am using the detours as scenic routes that taught you the shape of your own courage. You think you wasted years. I have taken those years into myself and turned them into fertile ground so that when the rain falls in this season, and it is about to, it does not land on concrete but on soil ready to bloom with more than one harvest. This is the part where I ask you not to skip, because you have a habit of rushing past the moment when I am closest. You tell yourself you will come back later. You tell yourself you will feel more spiritual in the evening. You tell yourself you will receive when the environment is quieter. I am telling you now, this is quiet enough. This is holy enough. This is close enough. And you do not need to be perfect to receive what is perfectly fitted to you. 2 minutes left means the last distractions are losing their power to interrupt. The last voices that tried to confuse you are losing their signal. The last accusations are losing their oxygen, because I am here with a firm, gentle decree. Your miracle will unfold as you see what I am revealing. And you will not need to push it. You will not need to persuade it. You will not need to bargain for it. You will only need to agree with me. Agreement does not mean you understand every step. Agreement means you trust the hand that is leading. You feared that if you stop controlling, everything would collapse. But you are not the only one holding your life. I am holding it with a strength that cannot tremble. And when you loosen your grip, you will notice that the weight lifts without the world falling apart. I am sending a person to confirm what I am saying right now. Not a stranger who will complicate your heart, but a messenger who speaks plainly. A voice that has no interest in your past labels and no appetite to use you. A voice that has been warmed next to the flame of truth and will not use you as fuel. This person will not arrive with noise. They will come with clarity, and clarity will feel like oxygen after a long climb. You have prayed for justice in situations where your kindness was misunderstood and your efforts were repackaged by others as their own. I did not let that break you because I planned to let it build you. And now that your roots are deep, I am bringing the fruit into the open where even those who minimized you will recognize the work I have done in you. Do not gloat. Lift your head without looking back to measure who sees you. Your dignity is not a weapon to be waved. It is a garment I am wrapping around you that needs no commentary. The good news coming to your house is not a rumor. It is a letter with your name. It is a doorbell that rings at an appointed time. It is a yes that has been in the making for more seasons than you could count. And it will not be delayed by the small winds that used to push you off balance. You asked me about money because bills do not wait and patience does not pay invoices. I know the rhythm of your needs, and I am not asking you to pretend they are not real. I am opening channels you thought were closed and creating avenues that did not exist last week. Watch for an unexpected approval and a conversation that turns into an invitation. You will be tempted to over-explain why you deserve it. You do not need to justify a gift from your Father. Be faithful with it. Steward it with wisdom and do not let fear convince you to hide it in the ground. Multiply your gratitude and your gratitude will multiply what you have. I hear your heart asking about your body, your mind, your energy, the way fatigue arrived like an uninvited guest and refused to leave. I am not indifferent to this. I am pouring rest into the tired places and interrupting the cycle that kept you up at night counting imaginary catastrophes. I am giving you back an appetite for your own life. The quiet miracle you will notice first is not fireworks, but steady breath. The kind that fills your lungs without permission from panic. And you will call this a small thing until you realize how many choices become possible when your breath no longer trembles. This is also part of the surprise. The return of your focus, the return of your laughter, the return of your creative courage that had been boarded up behind caution. You were told you were too much and then told you were not enough. I am not confused about you. I built you with room for joy and room for purpose and room for rest. And you will not need to trade one to keep the other. You are not late to your calling. You are precisely in the chapter where the story gathers its lines and begins to sing. Today is a line break in heaven, even if it looks like an ordinary date on your calendar. I am writing a sentence that pulls every earlier sentence into meaning. Do not be surprised if memories return not to hurt you, but to heal you. Memories will come dressed in new understanding. And when you forgive, it will not erase the truth. It will set the truth free to bless you instead of haunt you. I know about the person who used your trust without honoring it. And I know about the one who looked like an answer but was a detour. I also know about the one who prays for you without telling you. The one whose name floats across your mind for no reason. This is not random. This is alignment. I am preparing with careful timing. I am not rushing you into anything. I am bringing what is for you into your path in such a way that peace precedes it like a banner. You will not have to squeeze yourself into a shape that does not fit. You will simply stand as you are and watch me give you what matches your height and your heart. I have placed angels around your space like quiet sentries who do not need to be seen to be effective. They are not there to make you fearful of the unseen. They are there to stabilize what is fragile and to reroute what is harmful. You will feel this in the next few days as certain inconveniences vanish before they reach you. As certain conflicts dissolve without dramatic confrontations. As certain whispers never find ears to amplify them. You will recognize my fingerprints in the ease where there used to be friction. And you will learn to expect goodness without apologizing for it. I ask you again, do not skip. You have sometimes opened the message and scrolled quickly, convincing yourself that the shorter the touch, the less you risk. But I am not a risk that harms you. I am the refuge that holds you. I created your attention as a gift to be given where it will return life to you. I am asking for your attention now. Not because I need it to be who I am, but because you need it to become who you are. Every time you linger with me, you gather brightness. And the brightness is not decoration. It is direction. You will see the next step simply because your eyes will adjust to the light. There is a pattern I am breaking. The cycle of almost. You have lived at the edge of breakthrough enough times to memorize the view, and part of you learned to expect the edge but not the crossing. Today I am placing you beyond the edge, the hesitation that whispers, something always goes wrong, will run out of breath because my goodness is not a rumor and my timing is not fragile. You will notice that small confirmations begin to cluster. The text that arrives at the right moment. The email that answers a question you had not asked out loud. The conversation that feels like you are overhearing me speak with your future. This clustering is not coincidence. It is choreography. Your house will feel different. I am blessing the rooms with peace that lingers after you turn off the lights. I am guiding you to rearrange small things, placing what you need within reach, removing what reminds you of grief every time you see it. Do not underestimate the holiness of simple order. In simple order, your mind can hear me more easily. I will teach you how to tend your space the way a garden is tended, with patience, with rhythm, with attention to what grows well and what does not belong in the soil anymore. When good news knocks, you will not be scrambling. You will open the door with clarity and welcome it like a long-expected friend. I know you wonder how I will do it. My answer is simple. Watch me. Watch me take what seemed like the smallest seed and make it the tree that shades you in seasons you once feared. Watch me bring provision through channels you thought were unrelated to your gifts. Watch me redeem conversations you assumed were ruined. Watch me send help you didn't have the words to request. Watch me move in the hearts of those who hold decisions that matter to you. And watch me soften what has been hard without asking you to compromise who you are. You will witness me being myself on your behalf. And you will remember why you trusted me in the first place. Not because I threatened, but because I loved you into strength. 2 minutes left means this. The last no you heard is losing authority over your imagination. And a better yes is about to become visible. It means the apology you never received will no longer be the gate that keeps you from walking forward. It means the version of you that apologized for existing will retire, and the version of you that honors my image in you will take the lead. It means the future is not a threat. It is a promise wrapped in patience, and you are ready to open it. I am proud of you for not quitting when quitting would have disguised itself as maturity. I am proud of you for taking care of small responsibilities when nobody was watching. I am proud of you for forgiving even when no one gave you a script for it. I am proud of you for setting boundaries, without becoming a wall. I am proud of you for learning to ask for help without calling yourself weak. I am proud of you for returning to me again and again with nothing to trade except your honest heart. This is not flattery. This is me telling the truth about the courage I placed in you and the way you chose to use it. The secret surprise is not designed to confuse you. It is designed to confirm you. You will know it by the peace that stands up inside your chest when it arrives. By the way your shoulders relax, without you telling them to. By the way your eyes moisten not from fear but from relief. You will know it because it will not require you to betray yourself to receive it. You will know it because it will ask you to expand, not shrink. You will know it because gratitude will feel natural, not forced. You will know it because you will not have to hide it from the people who truly love you. Guard it from those who feed on drama, but do not hide it from those who pray for your good. Archangel Michael stands on assignment, not as a celebrity, but as a servant. His sword is not for spectacle but for protection. What needs to be cut will be cut cleanly with no lingering threads to trip you. What needs to be shielded will be shielded firmly with no gaps for accusation to slip through. He carries a message today that is simple and sure. Do not fear the noise. Focus on the signal. The noise will flare and fade. The signal will guide you to the door that opens into favor. The one who once tried to introduce chaos into your schedule will be intercepted before they reach your peace. This is not a fight you must dramatize. It is a defense I am handling beyond your eyesight. You have asked me for a sign that cannot be faked. Here is your sign. The next time you feel the weight begin to rise from your chest, speak my name gently and watch how quickly the heaviness obeys. Here is your sign. A kindness you gave months ago is returning to you through a channel you did not expect. Multiplied, unadvertised, and precisely timed. Here is your sign. The door that once creaked with reluctance will swing lightly, and you will laugh because you will realize you were stronger than the creak made you feel. These are not vague slogans. These are specific mercies I have assigned to this day. You always worried you were missing the one decision that would fix everything. But I am not asking you to perform heart surgery on your own life. I am asking you to hold still while I do what I do best. Restore, realign, renew. If there is a call to make, I will nudge you and give you the words. If there is a document to sign, I will line up the details and give you peace before you put your name to it. If there is a place to go, I will make your steps obvious. If there is a door to leave closed, I will remove the itch to push it open. I am not trying to test you. I am training you to trust me without the constant ache of self-doubt. Good news is coming to your house. Yes, your actual house, your actual door, your actual name. It will not knock when you are not home. I will synchronize your timing. It will not ask you to disguise yourself. I will affirm you as you are. It will not demand you pay for it with your peace. I will add peace to it as interest. When you receive it, do not diminish it to make others comfortable. Be gracious, be humble, be generous, but do not pretend this is small. I love celebrating you, and I am teaching you to enjoy being celebrated without suspicion. Hold my words in your mouth like fresh water. Repeat them when the air grows dry. I am not late. I am loved. I am led. I am provided for. I am protected. I am prepared. I am ready. These are not empty affirmations. They are coordinates. Speak them and watch how your heart finds the path without stumbling. Write them where your eyes can find them when your feelings try to rewrite your day. Sing them softly when the house is quiet. Teach them to your worry until worry learns to be still. In 2 minutes, you could scroll away and forget, or you could lean in and receive. I am not offended when you struggle. I am steadfast and I am here. The miracle you are about to witness is not a trick. It is the natural result of a supernatural love that has never taken its eyes off you. The surprise is not designed to startle you into fear. It is designed to awaken you into joy. The good news is not a headline to pass by. It is a chapter to enter. Walk with me into it. Open the door with me. Stand in the light with me. And when you feel the urge to run because the goodness seems too large for your hands, remember I am the one who made your hands, and I am the one who fills them. And I will teach you how to carry what I give. So breathe, stay, receive. Your miracle moves as you see. Your surprise opens as you trust. Your house brightens as you welcome. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are mine. And I am here. And this is the moment you will remember as the place where your story turned toward the sunrise and did not turn back. I am speaking to you now because this moment has been set apart for you, and I do not want you to miss what I have prepared. Today, on October 16th, I send my voice to your heart like a river breaking through stone, like light that refuses to be smothered by night. You have said you would change. You have promised yourself you would listen. And yet you drift, you delay, you scroll past the whisper that was meant to save you time and sorrow. I am calling you again, not to condemn you, but to lift you. I am here with the gentleness you crave and the power you need. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your day and says, 2 minutes left. Pay attention. Not because you are late to me, but because you are early to your miracle, and the door is about to swing wide if you will only step through it with your eyes open and your heart willing. I know the weight you have carried in secret, the thoughts you have not told anyone because you feared they would laugh or refuse to understand. I know the messages you dismissed because life felt noisy, urgent in all the wrong places. Yet even now, I have laced your path with small signs, quiet mercies that have kept you from collisions you never saw coming, unexpected encouragement that nudged you forward when you barely had breath. Do not say you are alone, for I have been the one arranging the chairs around your life, removing what would harm you and ushering in what will heal you. You wonder if good news can really find your house. If blessing knows your address, if hope can climb your stairs and knock on your door with a smile that feels like sunrise. Listen to me. Good news is already in transit, it has your name on it. It is not a rumor. It is a decree. You have feared the delay, but delay is not denial. I have used the in-between to strengthen what you could not see. Your patience, your discernment, your quiet courage that refuses to bow to panic. What looks like slowness to you has been precision to me. I am aligning conversations, calendars, and hearts. I am touching the minds of those who will favor you without fully knowing why. I am softening the stance of someone who once resisted you. And I am alerting a helper who will arrive unannounced but right on time. Do not despise small beginnings and do not ignore small ringing bells. The secret surprise that unwraps your next season is not meant to be loud. It is meant to be unmistakable. You have asked me about the thing that keeps slipping from your fingers. About the promise that felt so close and then hid behind another week, another email, another silence. Hear me. I am removing the barrier. You cannot move by yourself. I am loosening the knot that tied your progress to someone else's mood. I am giving you a key that will not break in the lock. Pay attention to what stirs your spirit in the next few hours. There will be a cue, a name, a place, a number, a line spoken by a stranger that will feel like it was scripted for you. That is not coincidence. That is coordination. Step into it. Answer when it calls. Be bold without being reckless. Be patient without being passive. When Archangel Michael says 2 minutes left, he is not measuring seconds so much as he is marking readiness. It means the window has opened. The air is shifting. The guarded gate is unlatched. And you will either pass through awake or watch it pass you by as you stare at the ground. Lift your head. Your posture matters. Expectation is a magnet in the spirit. The ones who expect me find me and the ones who watch for me see me move. I am teaching you to be a person of awake expectation. To see me even in ordinary details. A message at an uncommon time. A call you did not arrange. A document that finally clears. A friend who says exactly what you needed without knowing why they said it. You say you always skip this. Always pull back when the moment asks you to lean in. Always mute the nudge. Always promise you will respond later when the storm quiets. But the storm quiets when you respond. The peace you want is on the other side of attention. So attend to me now. Breathe slowly and hear these words entering the soil of your next decision. I am with you. I am not tired of you. I am not disappointed in your learning curve. I am more committed to your destiny than you are because I see it in full color. And I can already hear the gratitude you will speak when you look back and realize how precise my timing was. Trust me for what you cannot time, cannot predict, cannot pull off with sheer willpower. Your effort matters, but my grace multiplies your effort into outcomes that humble the proud and astonish the careful. A good news is coming to your house. Do not argue with this sentence. Agree with it. Agreement is not pretending. Agreement is aligning your language with mine. Begin to talk like someone who has mail arriving, like someone who hears a doorbell and smiles instead of flinches. Make room for the parcel. Clear a space on the table of your life for what I am sending. New information, new favor, new clarity, new provision. Some of it will be wrapped in an opportunity. Some in a person, some in a yes you have waited to hear. Some in the wisdom to say no without guilt where you always said yes from fear. Not all good news makes noise. Sometimes it simply removes the ache. You have been faithful with little kindnesses when no one was watching, and I have witnessed them all. The cups of water you offered to thirsty people when you were thirsty yourself. The apologies you gave even when you were not fully understood. The quiet nights you chose integrity. These things speak loudly in my courts. Seeds have memory, and your kindness has been counting days in the ground, waiting for exactly this climate to break through. Today is a turning in weather. Your field will not remain. Rain has been scheduled, and I am faithful with seasons. Do not be distracted by old threats resurrecting themselves to look taller. They are shadows, not mountains. I am teaching you to test every voice you hear by its fruit. Does it lead you to fear, shame, and panic? Or does it lead you to courage, clarity, and action? My voice steadies you even when it challenges you. My voice does not confuse you. It simplifies the next step. Let go of the compulsion to solve every step at once. Take the step you can see. I will reveal the next after obedience, not before. This is how I keep you close. Not to control you, but to keep your heart anchored while winds change. There has been a cycle in your life that ends today. The pattern of starting with fire and finishing with fatigue. The circle of letting other people's chaos become your compass. This breaks now. You will recognize the break in how you choose differently in a familiar situation. The text you do not send, the argument you do not re-enter, the habit you interrupt mid-impulse, the boundary you draw without trembling. Celebrate small victories as loudly as finished miracles, because the finished miracle often begins in a small quiet no. I am proud of you for every time you have chosen health over habit, purpose over panic, prayer over performance. These choices are chisels, and they have carved a new interior space where my peace can live and not merely visit. I am also protecting you from what looks like favor but is really a net. Not every open door is your door. Some doors are traps because they open into rooms where your soul shrinks to fit. I will give you a check in your spirit when you stand in front of a counterfeit invitation. Do not ignore that check. If you sense yourself performing for acceptance, bargaining with your worth, minimizing your values to keep a seat, that is not me. The table I set for you allows you to breathe. The rooms I invite you into have windows of truth and doors of rest. You will not have to pretend to belong where I intend you to flourish. There is someone who will reach for you in kindness very soon. Receive them. Do not measure them by your old pain. Their voice carries an assignment, not an agenda. They will speak to the part of you that remembers why you started. And you will feel a courage that surprises you because it will not be loud. It will be settled, a new normal. This person is a sign, not a crutch. Do not cling to them. Walk with them. I send companions for seasons and mentors for moments. Be grateful without grasping. Bless without binding. Love without losing yourself. In healthy company, you will multiply faster than you did in isolation because iron sharpens iron when it is not used as a weapon. I am also restoring a family thread that has been frayed by misunderstanding. Do not try to win every point. Aim to win back dignity. Choose a soft answer where you once armed yourself with proof. Your softness will not make you weak. It will showcase your authority. Where you feared losing ground, you will gain respect. Where you feared being dismissed, your steadiness will be a new language. I will give you phrases in that conversation that land like warm rain after a long drought. Practice them in your heart now. I hear you. I understand. I value peace. I can hold my boundary and my love at the same time. Let these sentences be bricks in a bridge. I am the God who reconciles without erasing truth. Concerning your work and the provision you have asked me to stabilize, I am opening a path you did not see because it runs alongside what you already do well. Stop overlooking your native strengths. What you do with ease is not small. It is a treasure you learned to carry so well that you forgot its worth. I will highlight your strength by connecting it to a need in the world that pays you without draining you. Look for invitations that ask you to be fully yourself. Look for emails that use words like clarity, story, simplify, guide, restore. When you see these words, lift your head. I am calling your name. You will also sense a fresh boldness to stop apologizing for existing. This is holy. You will ask for what is fair without flinching. You will send your price without 3 paragraphs of explanation. You will decline requests that steal your morning. You will honor your focus as a sacred resource. Watch how your days feel when you schedule your soul first. When you wake and talk to me before you consult anyone else's urgency in that quiet, I will rehearse your identity to you again and again until you wear it like skin and not like a borrowed coat. You have been worried that you missed your moment. You have not. You are stepping into it. I redeem lost time by making current obedience extraordinarily fruitful. I will accelerate outcomes that would have taken years. I will put you on the shorter line because I see the end from the beginning. Trust the pace I set. Some days will feel slow and simple. These are the days when roots grow. Some days will feel swift and surprising. These are the days when branches stretch. Both belong to you and both are good. There is also protection moving quietly ahead of you. I am closing the mouths of those who have spoken from envy. You do not need to defend yourself in rooms I did not place you in. I will handle rumors with results. I will answer accusations with excellence. Keep your hands clean and your responses few. Speak when I tell you and be silent when speaking would only feed a fire that is already burning itself out. Your dignity will be a sermon that cannot be argued against. Now hear the promise in simple words you can carry into any room. Peace is coming to your house. Wisdom is entering your decisions. Favor is resting on your name. And provision is learning your route. Expect a message that opens a gate. Expect a conversation that erases months of circles. Expect a small yes that grows into a wide door. Expect to feel lighter for no visible reason. This will be me removing a burden that was never your assignment. Expect your sleep to deepen. I will guard it. Expect your body to respond to peace. I will calm it. Expect joy to return without fanfare. It will simply refuse to leave. Take these next steps without delay. Put your environment in order. Clear your desk. Wash the cup. Fold the cloth. Answer the one message that matters most. Order creates room for arrival. Write down the 3 priorities that match the promise in your spirit and give your first hour to them. Tell your mind, we are not living by fear's agenda today. Tell your heart, we will be soft but not naive, open but not unguarded. Tell your future, I am coming to meet you with steady feet. I will walk with you in each line you write and each call you take. You will not stumble in the place I have leveled. Do not argue with hope. Partner with it. Hope is not fragile. It is an anchor. Let it hold you while the wave passes. You will look up and realize you are exactly where I intended, closer than you thought, safer than you feared, stronger than you felt, and kinder than pain tried to make you. I am proud of the way you have kept going, proud of the way you have refused to poison yourself with bitterness. Proud of the way you are learning to forgive without letting your boundaries dissolve. These are the muscles of your next assignment. You will need them and you have them. 2 minutes left was the warning and 2 hands open is your response. Open both. One to release what no longer serves your calling and one to receive what I am sending. This is how we trade heaviness for garments of praise. Confusion for straight paths, scarcity for the abundance of enough and to spare. I will teach you to steward more by worrying less. I will teach you to see with clear eyes and to love with a whole heart. I will teach you to stop skipping the very voice that is guiding you into the answer you have been seeking everywhere else. A good news is coming to your house. Expect it like an honored guest. Prepare a place. Speak blessing over your threshold. Let your home hear you say out loud, peace lives here. Joy visits often. Wisdom eats at this table. And favor knows the way to our door. You do not need to rehearse disaster to feel ready. You need to rehearse gratitude to feel steady. Begin now. Thank me for the things you cannot yet see. Faith is not blind. Faith sees further. I am the one who writes your story without erasing your humanity. I use every chapter. I waste no sorrow. I turn lessons into ladders and tears into seed. You will harvest from what once hurt you. Not because the hurt was good, but because I am good and I refuse to let pain be the final editor of your life. Mercy has the last word. Grace has the loudest laugh. Love has the strongest hands. Today you will feel my nearness like a hand on your shoulder and a warmth in your chest when you speak my name with honesty. Call to me and I will answer. Not with riddles but with steps, not with thunder, but with a steadying wind. Do not skip this. Not this time. Let this be the day you leaned in. The day you believed that I was speaking to you on purpose. The day you chose to act on the nudge instead of filing it for later. I am with you as you text, call, write, send, begin, continue, forgive, and rest. I am with you as you open the surprise I arranged and find more peace than you thought possible. When you feel the doorbell in your spirit, answer it. When you feel the page turn, read it. When you feel the burden lift, breathe into the space it leaves. This is your now. I bless the entrance to your day. I bless the work of your hands. I bless the conversations waiting for your voice. I bless the quiet corners where courage grows unnoticed. I bless your home with laughter, your mind with focus, your heart with gentleness, your steps with accuracy. My angels stand guard. Archangel Michael has already prepared your way. The clock you feared is not counting down to loss. It is counting down to release. 2 minutes left is not a threat. It is a trumpet. Wake up, beloved. Your moment has arrived. Walk forward. Carry these words into the rooms you enter. Let them be the rhythm of your breath when worry tries to return. Your story is not collapsing. It is unfolding. Your hope is not naive. It is aligned. Your miracle is not imaginary. It is scheduled. And your house is not forgotten. It is known. I am here. I am not leaving. I am doing a new thing. And today you will see the first light of it, as gentle as morning and as certain as noon. Today on October 16th, I speak to you without delay with the fire of mercy in my voice and the certainty of promise in my breath. And I send my warrior Michael to stand at your door like a pillar of lightning, because there are 2 minutes left in the realm of hesitation. And I am ending your hesitation now. I am reaching into the hours that have wounded you, into the rooms where your tears dried on the floorboards, into the moments you thought were forgotten. And I am turning them into a trumpet of announcement that will be heard inside your heart and inside your house, because good news is already walking up your steps and will not miss your address. And while you read these words, a key is turning in a lock you could not open by yourself. A letter is being sealed with your name on it, and an answer you called impossible is taking shape like dawn forming on the horizon. You say you always skip this, that you scroll past, that you second-guess the whisper inside you, but I am placing. Wait on this moment so it cannot be ignored. And I am making these lines a doorway you must pass through. For I am not calling you to a theory, but to a change. Not to a feeling, but to a fact, not to a maybe, but to a manifestation. And the manifestation is already moving through the corridors of your life like the fragrance that arrives before the guest appears. And Michael says, be unafraid, beloved, for what approaches is not a storm against you, but a wind in your favor. And I, the Lord, who sees, declare that the wind that once pushed you back will now push you forward. The voice that once accused will now be silenced. The shadow that once exaggerated itself across your future will be shrunk to its true size, and stepped over like small rubble in a new construction. Because today construction begins again in you. Hear me as I lay the first stone. You are not late. You are right on time for your miracle. You did not miss the train. I held the doors for you while you learned to breathe again. And now the doors are closing on sorrow and opening on promise. And I am handing you a ticket stamped with grace that cannot be revoked by the doubts of others or the whispers of your own fear. The secret surprise you felt tapping on the window of your spirit is not a trick. It is the shape of my kindness arriving in a form you did not expect. It is the answer that wore a disguise so your enemies could not intercept it. It is the parcel of peace wrapped in plain paper so the thief would ignore it. It is the appointment placed on my calendar on a date you stopped believing in, and I have kept it. The clock that once bullied you with its loud hands will now cooperate with my timing. And the hours that felt wasted will be repaid with interest. Because I do not waste suffering. I weave it. And I do not waste delay. I use it to prepare capacity. I saw you when you were quiet. When your rebuttals dried up and you had no defense left for the misunderstanding of others. When the room grew still, but your mind could not rest. And I sent Michael to stand watch at the edges of your night, so that what prowled could not devour you. And now I send him to lift the latch on a gate you thought rusted shut. Let me speak to your house, to the walls that learned your prayers by heart, to the ceiling that watched your breath. To the floor that caught your feet each morning when you rose again. House, prepare to host good news. Make room for a laugh that has been held back. Open windows for the scent of something new. Stretch the space where anxiety once paced and let celebration pace there instead. Let the hallway where bad news once echoed become the hallway where my message runs. I decree a change of sound in your home. From the hiss of worry to the hum of answered prayer, from the clatter of dread to the music of restoration. There is a knock that will come and it will not be a threat. There is a message that will arrive and it will not be a trap. There is a conversation that will begin and it will not end in the old disappointment. And while you feared that good things pass others by and never stop for you, know this. I have called your address by name and the courier will not be confused. The path has been cleared. The traffic parted and the delivery will be on time. You say you always skip this, that you scroll past the very rescue prepared for you, but I am setting my hand upon your shoulder and steadying you. I remove the reflex to run from hope. I lift the shield you raised against joy because you were tired of being surprised by loss. I speak to the habit of self-sabotage formed in the desert of disappointment and I dissolve it. I speak to the practiced shrug that says it's nothing. When your spirit knows it's something and I unteach it. I bring you back to the child who could still open the door to wonder. And I return to you what cynicism borrowed without permission. Hear me. The part of you that gave up is not the whole of you. And the whole of you has been preserved for such a time as this. And now the preserved portion will lead. It will lead your decisions, your tone, your posture, your expectations. And even your sleep will adjust to hope. And even your appetite will be fed by peace. and even your steps will begin to match the rhythm of blessing. Michael says there are papers with your name on them, assignments to be completed and accusations to be dismissed, approvals to be signed and delays to be lifted. And he stretches his sword not to wound but to cut binding cords and red tape. He announces that obstacles posing as procedures are about to confess their identity and move. That the queues you thought would take months will accelerate. That the once silent advocate will speak on your behalf. And that a door you never knew existed will open because it belongs to you. The door is marked after you see this. For sight is the switch. And as you read, I am adjusting your sight. You will no longer read your life through the lens of the. Because new things are being built. But do not confuse dust with decay. Dust in this hour is the proof that walls are moving and rooms are expanding and windows are being cut where there was once only brick. I speak to your relationships and I bless them with clarity. I bring truth where rumors had nested. I bring calm where reactions once took command. I bring a gentle firmness to your yes and a holy strength to your no. And people will notice that your boundaries now carry light instead of fear. Those meant for your next chapter will find you without you having to bend into shapes that do not fit. And those not meant will drift without you having to wage a war of explanations. Your value is not underneath. Your kindness is not a currency to be exploited. I wash your name of the dust that others threw on it to make it look dim. And I restore the color to your reputation in the eyes that need to see it. There is reconciliation coming where bitterness once made a bed. But it will be reconciliation on the foundation of truth, not a performance for appearances. I will not ask you to pretend the past did not happen. I will teach you how to walk through it into a future that is no longer controlled by it. I address your resources. I call for hidden provision to reveal itself, for misfiled favor to be located, for delayed funds to be released, for unlooked for discounts and unimagined opportunities to arise. I am not merely dropping coins into your hand. I am teaching your hands to create, to plant, to structure, to manage wisely. I am aligning ideas with people, timing with openings, preparation with platforms. You will not be seduced by hurry nor hypnotized by anxiety. You will move at the pace of grace and your schedule will begin to reflect the dignity of someone who knows they are cared for. There will be signs of this care. Small at first and then larger. And as they appear, do not apologize for them. Do not minimize them. Let gratitude have its full voice in you. Gratitude is not naive. It is accurate. It measures not only what you have, but the faithfulness that brought it, and it multiplies what it counts. I speak to your body, to tension that learned how to live in your shoulders like an unwelcome tenant, to the fatigue that fogged your mornings, to the ache that waited at the edges of your joy. I send warmth to what has grown cold, rest to what has been overused, strength to what has been undernourished. The same wind that will fill your house with good news will circulate through your cells. You will feel the subtle shift and then, the undeniable improvement. Not by your striving, but by my care. I am not indifferent to your chemistry. I am the author of it. I am not a spectator to your health. I am the healer who sits at your bedside even when no one sees. I will teach you gentle stewardship of the body I love. And I will break the cycles that taught you to neglect yourself to prove your worth. Your worth needs no proof. It is given. And from that worth, you will make different choices. And those choices will become a new normal. To the fear of too late, I say stop. To the echo of not for you, I say be silent. To the habit of bracing for bad news, I say put down your shoulders. To the private superstition that joy invites punishment, I say unlearn it now in my presence. You are not under the whip of fate. You are under the wing of promise. The wing spreads over your threshold and over your bed and over your table and over your devices and over your plans. I am not promising you a life without weather. I am promising you a covering in every weather. Storms that once scattered, you will now water what you have planted. And winds that once exhausted, you will now move you forward. What once frightened, you will become your testimony. What once shamed, you will become your empathy. What once delayed, you will become your wisdom. And you will carry this wisdom lightly, not as weight but as a lantern for others. Now hear me about time. 2 minutes in my instruction is not panic. It is precision. It is the sound of a door that has been swinging toward you, reaching its final inches and finally touching your hand. It is the countdown of reluctance ending. It is the shortening of the gap between faith and sight. I am not rushing you into chaos. I am escorting you into alignment. This is why everything feels like it is moving at once. Because when alignment begins, every part finds its place. You will feel a cascade of yes, and with them there will be decisions, but none demanded by fear. I will put clarity in your mouth and courage in your knees and calm in your chest. Even the way you breathe will change. Your calendar will receive the signature of peace. Appointments will shift to make room for what matters. Delays that once stole your afternoons will disappear. The traffic will part on days it once swallowed. These will be small signs, but they will be real, and you will notice, and you will say he is here, and even this and that awareness will become your daily climate. Michael stands at your side and he says that the accusations filed and unseen places have been reviewed and dismissed. The stamp across them reads, paid in full, and the courtroom of fear is closing for lack of evidence. The guards that once kept you from crossing a line into joy are off duty, and the line you feared crossing has moved because the territory has been given to you. The map of your life is expanding. Not because you hustled more, but because I extended the borders. Do not apologize for growing. Do not punish yourself for being ready. Do not sabotage new rooms by decorating them with old doubt. When I give you a bigger table, do not bring the chairs of anxiety to sit in judgment. Bring gratitude. Bring expectancy. Bring the lessons that make you kind. And when you eat, invite others to taste hope. For hope shared does not diminish, it multiplies. I put my hand on your future and declare that your name will not be attached to collapse but to continuity. That your story will not be a cautionary tale but a testimony. That your nights will not be haunted by what could have been but brightened by what is becoming. The good news coming to your house is not fragile. It is not a soap bubble that a harsh word can pop. It is built with the timber of my intention and fixed with the nails of my decree. It is weather tested. It is storm-ready. It will outlast the chatter of those who misunderstand you. It will stand when trends have changed. It will still be speaking when the noise moves on. And you will learn the skill of quiet joy, the art of walking steadily in answered prayer without the obligation to broadcast every step. You will know when to speak and when to seal, when to share and when to savor. And in that rhythm, you will be safe. So open this fully. Do not skim your own rescue. Do not minimize this visitation with a shrug. I am here and I am not in a hurry, but I am precise. Welcome the good news I have sent. Receive the favor I have arranged. Allow the support I am raising. Accept the relief I am pouring. You are not an interruption to my schedule. You are my schedule. I planned this moment knowing your hesitations, your history, your hopes. I count none of it against you. I use all of it for you. And as you breathe in these sentences, I breathe out burdens you should never have carried. I am pouring oil on what squeaked with strain, light on what hidden corners, laughter where heaviness rehearsed its lines. The 2 minutes are not a threat. They are a threshold. And you are stepping over it now. Today on October 16th, write it down. The turning began. The delivery found your door. The signature of peace appeared in your chest. The quiet thunder of my goodness rolled through your rooms. And you knew not only that I could bless, but that I delighted to bless you. And this knowing will stay. It will not evaporate at sunset. It will grow roots under your sleep and rise with you in the morning. And when you open your eyes, you will find that the surprise I promised has already begun to unwrap itself. For I am faithful and I am for you and I am here. I am speaking to you now on this very day, October 16th. And I am placing my hand upon your heart so you can feel the warmth that proves you are not alone. You have been searching for a sign that is not fragile. A sign that does not fade when your mood changes or when a storm rises. And I tell you this is that sign. 2 minutes left is not a threat. It is a holy countdown to the moment your faith becomes action. You say you will believe when you see, but today you shall see because you believe. I am the one who measured your tears. The one who preserved your name when others tried to stain it. The one who stood beside your bed when sleep failed. The one who whispered comfort into the ache you told no one about. You always skip this. You tell yourself you'll return later, but later has become a wall and I am breaking it now. Do not try to skip this. Stay with me and listen. I have watched you carry burdens you didn't create. And yet you felt responsible to hold them until your fingers went numb. You tried to be strong for others and in doing so you hid the tremble in your own voice. I say to you, your voice matters to me. You have aligned your steps with the path of endurance. But endurance without promise becomes a hallway that never ends. So I put a door in the hallway. I put a handle you can grip. I am the key and the hinge. I am the new light on the other side. I am not calling you to pretend the past did not wound you. I am calling you to let me heal what the past tried to own. Do not argue with your blessing. Do not debate with your relief. A good news is coming to your house and it carries my signature. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold. And he says, there are 2 minutes between the old season and the new. 2 minutes between how you saw yourself and how I have always seen you. 2 minutes between silence and announcement. The enemy trained you to expect the doorbell to bring trouble, the phone to carry bad news, the knock to be a demand you cannot fulfill. I overturn that training. Now the messenger I send does not come to take. The messenger I send comes to confirm what I already promised. You will think, is this for me? And I will answer, yes, because you chose me when you had no proof. Because you forgave when you were not thanked. Because you sowed kindness in soil that looked barren. I did not let those seeds die. I guarded them when you forgot where you planted them. And now they rise quickly, boldly, visibly. You call it a secret surprise because you cannot trace how it will arrive. But I have been arranging it in plain sight just outside your worries' range of vision. Look how I moved conversations you were not part of. Look how I rerouted plans that would have harmed you. Look how I safeguarded opportunities with your name written on them so they would not be given away before you were ready. When you felt delayed, I was maturing the gift. When you felt ignored, I was silencing the wrong audience so you would not mistake them as your source. When you felt underqualified, I placed tutors in your path dressed as interruptions, small errands that taught you readiness, small disappointments that taught you focus. You thought you were stuck. You were actually being fitted. Hear me. There is a shift within the next breaths you take. Do not measure it by drama. Measure it by alignment. The door will not slam. It will swing. The light will not blind. It will clarify. The miracle after you see this is not only an event. It is a rearrangement of what you tolerate and what you expect. I am removing the appetite for scraps. When a table is set for you, I am removing the fear of kindness as a trap. When kindness is my language, I am removing the reflex to explain your worth to those who profit from your doubt. You will no longer audition for rooms I did not build. You will no longer beg for seats I did not assign. I am placing your name where it belongs, on the paper that matters. On the lips of those who honor, within the plans that endure. You asked, why so much waiting? Because I would not let you fall in love with a counterfeit harvest. I would not let you celebrate a hallway as if it were a home. I would not let temporary applause train you to chase disappearing hands. I have prepared a blessing that does not evaporate under scrutiny. I have woven it through your character so it does not collapse under pressure. The good news that comes to your house will not ask you to fracture yourself to keep it. It will not punish you for resting. It will not require the disguise you wore to survive. It will recognize you as you truly are. I see the room in your house where you rehearsed conversations that never happened. Where you apologized to ghosts to make them leave you in peace. I am clearing that room. I am redeeming your imagination so it can build instead of brace, so it can design instead of defend. I am teaching your nights to exhale again. The window that felt stubborn will open and with it a breeze of perspective. What you called failure was training. What you called silence was protection. What you called loss was pruning for fruit you could not yet carry. Do not despise the small signs that, begin. The text that lands at the exact moment you needed it. The face you meet who speaks to you like an equal. The invoice paid without excuse. The unexpected yes. The timing that makes no human sense, but fits you like a garment made by my hands. Do not trip over how ordinary it looks. The extraordinary lives inside the ordinary when I breathe on it. The oil of favor is subtle and undeniable at the same time. It does not shout. It simply opens. Walk through what opens. You have thought, maybe I should not hope this time. Hope is not a toy you break. Hope is the horizon I draw for you. Hope keeps you from mistaking the valley for the destination. Hope steadies your spine and sweetens your voice. Stand in hope and watch how the things that used to bait you no longer move you. The voices that used to shame you will lose their vocabulary. The traps that used to catch you will rust in my rain. And the people who believed you were easy to manipulate will be confused when your boundaries stand like sentries. Love will not leave. Manipulation will. I am also addressing the matter you have not told anyone about. The one that sits behind your other prayer requests like a locked chest behind a curtain. I hold that too. The answer will not embarrass you. The process will not expose you to those who cheer for your stumbles. I will use dignified means. I will send trustworthy help. You will not have to trade your peace to claim your portion. You will not have to become what you escape to keep what I give. Your hands will be clean and your testimony will be simple. God did it and I kept my soul. Archangel Michael says, take courage not because danger is in the room, but because greatness is. Greatness requires courage as much as battle does. Greatness asks you to accept good news without sabotaging it. To receive favor without apologizing for it. To keep your heart soft when influence arrives. To keep your knees bent when doors open. I am not sending you a stage to lose yourself on. I am sending you a place to be fully yourself under my light. If a voice tries to sell you fear, answer it with gratitude. If a memory tries to seat you in the back row, answer it by standing where I place you. If a habit tries to sweep you into hurry, answer it with my pace which is steady and kind. A good news is coming to your house and it is not merely a headline. It is a pattern. Your mornings will begin to anticipate help. Your afternoons will notice the ease that used to be strain. Your evenings will release their grip on dread. This is not an escape from responsibility. This is the right yoke. When I carry with you, the weight becomes wisdom. The pressure becomes clarity. The deadlines become rhythms. The bills become testimonies of provision instead of accusations of lack. You will witness how I place you in contact with exactly who you need exactly when you need them in exactly the right measure. No more, no less. I call you by the name I gave you before the opinions of others started layering over it. Beloved, I call you by the function I designed. Blessing bearer, I call you by the future I wrote. Fruitful ground, I call you by the authority I impart. Peacebringer, let these names replace the false ones. Let my breath fill the emptiness those false names created. Let my calm override your reflex to flinch. Let my joy strike the match in the dark room and prove there was furniture waiting for you all along. You ask, what should I do right now? Do not skip this moment. Breathe and agree with me, say yes to release. Forgive the debt you can no longer afford to carry. Put your hand on your heart and bless what I bless. Your mind, your rest, your work, your home. Speak to the rooms and invite my presence to be their rhythm. Open your schedule to me and I will show you where to plant and where to prune. I will safeguard your steps from the imitation and draw you to the original. I will teach you when to speak and when to let silence harvest what words cannot. And when you are unsure, I will send reassurance disguised as a small kindness arriving right on time. 2 minutes left is my way of saying the waiting has matured. It will not always feel like fireworks. It will feel like rightness. It will feel like the relief of shoes that finally fit. It will feel like the first rain after a long dry year. It will feel like the warmth you are feeling now. Proof that I am closer than your next thought. Your miracle will happen after you see this. Because seeing is not just with eyes. Seeing is with agreement. Agree with me and watch me confirm what I have spoken. The secret surprise is already in motion, and when it enters your door, you will not need to perform to keep it because I am the one keeping you. Do not skip this. Sit in it. Let the peace settle. Let the hope breathe. Let the countdown complete its purpose, not to rush you, but to ready you. When you rise from these words, rise gently and expect to notice the first evidence. Some of it will be visible today. Some of it will begin underneath the surface, where I love to work. But it is set. It is blessed. It is yours because you are mine. And I, your God, delight to bring good news to your house. Today, on October 16th, I speak to you with breath close and steady because this is the moment you asked me for when you were tired of asking. I have watched you pause and hover and scroll and second guess. And I have seen you almost close your eyes to the sign that has been laid in front of you again and again. Hear me now. There are 2 minutes left. 2 minutes for your heart to say yes to me, without bargaining. 2 minutes to open the door I have held with my own hand when winds tried to slam it shut. Do not skip this. You tell yourself you will come back later, but later has been robbing you for years. I am the God who wastes nothing. And I have not wasted your tears. I have gathered them like seeds. And today a good news knocks at your house because those seeds have finally come to flower. You think it is small, that it is ordinary, that it is just a message on a screen. But I am the one who turned wilderness into highways and whispers into thunder. And I am doing it again for you. Listen as if your life depends on this because the weary part of you that keeps losing courage does depend on it. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold. He says to you, 2 minutes left. Open now. He has fought battles you could not see, moved obstacles you did not know were there, and cut the cords of lies that tried to tie your future into knots. This is not spectacle. This is rescue. This is timing that others will call coincidence and you will know as providence. I have watched you rehearse losses as if they were your identity. I have watched you hold your breath when the phone rings, when a message arrives, when the doorbell sounds, because you have learned to expect bad news dressed up as normal. But today I dress good news in your size. It is tailored to your measure, cut to your exact faith, and it arrives with your name written by my own finger on its envelope. You say, "But I am not ready." You are more ready than you know. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of obedience. You say, "But I always skip this." I know that is why I am speaking with urgency, not anger. Urgency because delay has been stealing harvest from your field. Urgency because your mind is noisy with the voices of people who never grew the seed but always want to judge the fruit. I call you by the name I gave you before the world called you by any other, chosen not by accident but by intention. You have been circling the same mountain, of almost and nearly and someday. Today I level the ground under your feet. Today I send a wind that pushes you forward without pushing you over. Today I loosen your grip on what cannot heal you and place in your hand what will. Do you remember that night you could not sleep and you asked me for one clear sign? I did not ignore you. I started rearranging the furniture of your days so the next morning would not look like the last year. I moved people into your path and moved others out, though you tried to hold them, too, because you mistook familiarity for safety. I am the God of safety that feels like risk because the cage door looks like danger to a bird that has learned to live behind bars. I open that door now. Archangel Michael says again, 2 minutes left. Not because my grace expires, but because delays harden into disbelief when you rehearse them long enough. I have set a bell in your spirit and it rings now. That bell is hope. Hope is not naive. Hope is militant. Hope is a soldier who stands guard over your promises and refuses to surrender them to cynicism. You have been training for this without knowing it. Every time you forgave when it was not returned. Every time you gave when it was not noticed. Every time you stayed when it would have been easier to run. Every time you got up again without applause. I saw it. I counted it. I wrote it in the book of days under your name. A good news is coming to your house and it is not fragile. It will not shatter if someone speaks against it. It will not shrink if someone doubts it. It comes wrapped in the quiet authority of heaven. It will stand on your floor and make your rooms feel larger. It will sit at your table and change your conversation. It will wake you in the morning before your alarm with a sense that something right has finally begun to move. This good news will not ask your permission to bless you. It arrives because I commanded it. I send provision that matches assignment, not ego. Provision that turns bills into testimonies and deadlines into doorways. Provision that humbles your enemies and heals your friends. You feared the knock on the door would be trouble. Hear me, it is favor. When you open, open fully. Do not open a cautious inch. Open wide so blessing does not have to squeeze through suspicion. I am teaching you to receive as boldly as you have learned to endure. Endurance built your spine. Receiving will restore your heart. You say, "What if I am fooled?" You will not be. Not this time. You have known counterfeits. You have tasted promises that turned bitter. But discernment is ripening in you like fruit. And I have stationed Michael at your side to say what is mine and what is not. He will not let a lie talk you out of a gift. He will not let a distraction masquerade as destiny. Do not be intimidated by the intensity with which I am calling you. Love is intense when rescue is near. Imagine a hand reaching for you while waves rise. That hand does not drift. It grabs. I am that hand. You have floated long enough. Stand now. Plant your feet in the word I speak over you. Restored, realigned, remembered, you were not forgotten. You were being prepared. Delay was not punishment. It was precision. If I had given you the key last year, you would have tried to fit it in every lock that did not belong to you. Now you know the shape of the door I made for you because your spirit recognizes its grain. There is a surprise for you, and you have called surprise a weakness because it seems to remove control. But surprise is how I reintroduce wonder to hearts that have grown efficient. When the package of this blessing is opened, you will notice how perfectly it meets needs you were too tired to articulate out loud. You will say, "How did you know?" I always knew. I waited for the day when your capacity to carry it matched the weight of the gift. Today is that day. On this Thursday, when your calendar looks ordinary and the world repeats itself, I interrupt the loop and install a new rhythm. A door that wouldn't budge will slide open as if it were never stuck. A conversation you feared will turn gentle. A resource you lacked will begin to chase you. You will walk into rooms that once rejected you, and you will find the mood different because I went ahead of you and spoke your name where you could not defend yourself. Your name has been defended by me. You wonder why I keep saying 2 minutes left. Because miracles do not need long sermons. They need short obedience. I am not asking you to build a tower in 2 minutes. I am asking you to open what is already built for you in 2 minutes. Say yes. Delete what keeps you bound. Send the message that moves you forward. Make the call that frightens you. Put down the thing that breaks your peace, even if it has your history attached to it. Open the window. Let fresh air into rooms that smell like yesterday. This is spiritual and practical at once because I do not divide your life into sacred moments and ordinary ones. Every moment you give me becomes sacred. Even washing dishes becomes worship when you do it with gratitude for the hands that can hold a plate and the breath that can sing while you rinse. Gratitude is not denial of pain. It is proclamation of purpose. Thank me now. Even if you do not see the paper of the announcement yet, your thank you pulls the ribbon loose. I am untangling family knots that felt permanent. Expect it. Not all at once, but with visible steps that tell you the impossible has lost its stiffness. A conversation will begin more easily than expected. An apology will sound less defensive than you feared. A door that protected a secret will creak and light will get in. And the shape of truth will no longer look like a monster, but like a child that needed naming. I will protect you as truth emerges. I will not let exposure become humiliation. I will let exposure become healing. The inheritance of peace is part of your miracle. Money will matter. Yes. Stability will matter. Yes. But peace will make rooms feel rich even before numbers change. Watch me reorder things so you are not 3 steps behind pressure all the time. I will put pressure beneath you so it lifts you instead of above you, so it crushes you. You called it stress. I call it wind. Let the wind carry you. Archangel Michael stands with you as a captain stands beside a newly appointed officer. He does not pamper you. He affirms you. He says, stand straight, shoulders back. The armor fits you now. You tried it on in past seasons, and it felt like someone else's suit. That is because you were still shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that required you to be small. I am not sending you back to those rooms, to argue. I am sending you forward to the places built for your full size. You will sense the difference because your breath will come easier. Decisions will not wrestle you to the ground. They will step into line. The confusion you called normal will no longer dominate your mornings. A word from me will cut through the fog and show you the outline of the next step. You do not need the whole map to move. You need the next street. I light the next street now. You have said to me, I am afraid to expect too much. Expect me, not outcomes. Outcomes will follow my presence like a river finds the sea. Expect me in the small things first. The email that arrives with clarity. The bill negotiated down. The friend who texts at the exact hour you felt alone. The idea that returns after being scared away by criticism. Expect me in the sound of your own courage when you speak up with kindness and conviction. Expect me in the way your body releases a breath it has been holding for months. Expect me in sleep that becomes deeper, because fear has been evicted. Expect me when you open your door to good news and you realize the floorboards beneath your feet feel stronger because I have been reinforcing them while you thought nothing was happening. Do not let shame speak louder than love. Shame tells you you do not deserve this. Love answers, I give because I am good, not because you earned it. You have learned hard lessons and I will use them. But I am not paying you wages. I am giving you a gift. Your miracle is not a wage, it is a gift purchased by my love, delivered by angels, signed by the King. Hold it with clean hands, which is to say, hands willing to release what isn't yours. Some things will fall away in this hour because your hands cannot carry both grief and glory at once. Put down the grief that has turned into identity. Keep the memory, not the chains. You will not forget where you came from, but you will no longer confuse where you came from with where you are going. You are going into rooms with windows that face east, rooms that see morning before others notice it. You will be accused of being optimistic. Where the accusation like a metal hope has survived too much to whisper. Now let it sing. There is strategy embedded in this blessing. It is not random. I will show you how to steward it. How to budget time, protect attention, choose companions, and plant a portion of what you receive so it grows instead of evaporates. I am sending people who carry wisdom without ego. Listen to them. Test every voice, even the friendly ones, not with suspicion, but with discernment. The right counsel will make your burden lighter, not heavier. Will make your future clearer, not foggier. Will strengthen your yes to me, not dilute it. You have been afraid of saying no. But no is how you keep yes healthy. Practice both. When you hear an opportunity knocking that asks you to betray your peace, that is not me. When you hear an invitation that stretches you but preserves your peace, move. Faith grows where peace and challenge meet. You think the clock is almost out. Hear me. The 2 minutes are not to terrify you. They are to focus you. In 2 minutes you can choose life again. In 2 minutes you can stop negotiating with old fear. In 2 minutes you can put your name on the door I am opening. In 2 minutes, you can lift your eyes and say out loud, I receive. Say it now. Not because magic hides in the syllables, but because agreement changes atmospheres. Angels respond to agreement like sails respond to wind. Michael is already moving on the strength of your yes, guiding the good news to your doorstep, guarding it from the hands that would try to steal it, and setting a watch over your nights so rest becomes holy again. Your house will feel different. Your hallway will feel longer as hope stretches it. Your kitchen will taste better as gratitude seasons it. Your mirror will tell a truer story. I mark this day, Thursday, October 16th, as a memorial in your journey. Not the day everything was finished, but the day everything truly began to move. You will look back and say, that was when I stopped skipping what God sent. That was when I opened. And when you open, do it with both hands. Open this message fully and open the next door fully. Open your mouth to bless those who could not bless you. Open your schedule to the appointments I set. Open your faith to the size of what I'm sending. Open your windows to let praise out into the streets so others feel less alone. The secret surprise I prepared is not fragile. It is generous. It will overflow your life and touch others without diminishing in you. When they ask, tell them it was God. It was timing. It was love that refused to let me wither. It was Archangel Michael at my door, reminding me there were 2 minutes left, and I chose to open. Now breathe. Feel your shoulders drop. Hear the sound of doors unlatching in your spirit. Notice the way your mind tries to reach for an old fear and cannot grasp it anymore. Notice the quiet. That quiet is me guarding you. That quiet is room being made inside you, for the announcement already traveling toward your address. Prepare a place for it. Clear a corner of your heart and write welcome on it. You are not late and you are not lost. You are right on time for what I am doing next. Do not skip this. Receive it now. And when the knock comes, and it will rise and open with joy, because good news has faux end to your house. I speak to you in the stillness that lives beneath noise, in the breath between your thoughts, in the gentle pressure that has been nudging your heart for days and now stands beside you like a faithful friend who will not leave until you look up. Today on October 16th, I draw you close because the moment has ripened and Archangel Michael has stepped forward with a flame bright enough to cut through what has been confusing you. 2 minutes left is not a clock designed to frighten you. It is a call to attention, a holy focus, a narrowing of the lens so you can finally see what has always been intended for you. Your miracle will happen after you see this secret surprise that has been arranged only for you. And the door of your home is already learning the sound of footsteps that carry good news. You have skipped this voice before, scrolled past it, postponed it, told yourself you would come back later. Do not try to skip this. Open this now and let these words soak like rain into the ground of your life, because the ground is ready and the seed I planted in you has pushed against its shell and is asking to meet the sun. I have watched you carry old weights as if they were part of your body, as if the past needed to be honored by keeping it heavy. I have watched you rehearse worry because worry felt like a form of control. I have watched you look at closed doors and assume they were a verdict instead of a redirection. But I am the one who writes stories with detours and breaks open maps with rivers you did not know existed. I am the one who sends Michael when your courage flickers, who lifts your chin when shame has been pecking at your confidence. You have not wasted your years. You have been woven. You have not missed your timing. You have been tuned. You have not been ignored. You have been hidden for unveiling. The delay has not been a desert. It has been a greenhouse. And now the glass is about to lift. 2 minutes left means prepare your heart for swift alignment. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold with a sword that divides truth from illusion, loyalty from performance, love from attachment, and promise from pretense. He does not come to frighten you. He comes to escort you out of the narrow hallway you thought was a house. He comes to speak to that brave spark inside you that keeps refusing to die. The spark that always rises again after disappointment, that keeps believing after the calendar turns. That keeps praying when words are. He whispers that it is not foolish to believe. It is faithful. He whispers that you were not naive to hope. You were prophetic. He whispers that what you felt stirring was not fantasy. It was a preview. A good news is coming to your house. And it will use ordinary doors and ordinary hours so that you can learn how holy ordinary things are. Expect the email that resolves what you thought required a battle. Expect the message that opens a road you could not budget into existence. Expect a conversation that feels like a window opening in a room you did not know was suffocating you. Expect a small envelope with a large key inside it. And understand that keys are often disguised as simple decisions. You will be asked to choose peace where you once chose panic, to choose boundaries where you once chose people pleasing, to choose patience where you once chose proof. These choices are not tests you can fail. They are the handles by which you will carry your good news. You have been tempted to announce your pain to get help and then to hide your hope to avoid disappointment. Today I reverse that pattern. Announce your hope to your own heart and let your pain learn to rest. Your miracle will not be bargained for or threatened into showing up. It will not be manipulated or cornered. It will arrive like morning, inevitable, gentle, and bright enough to expose what you no longer need. You will feel the click of alignment. The way you feel a door latch when it closes properly. You will know it by the calm that settles first and the evidence that follows second. Evidence will come, but calm will lead. I remember every silent dinner, every drive in which you held tears back because you were tired of explaining. I remember the decisions you made that no one applauded. The refusals you spoke that cost invitations, the late-night promises you kept to yourself. I remember when you chose integrity over spectacle. I remember when you returned kindness for sarcasm. I remember the tiny yes you whispered when you were surrounded by reasons to say no. All of those moments were roots burrowing downward so this day could stand firm when the wind of change rises. You have not been perfect. You have been willing. Willing hearts are the roads I love to travel. Michael has walked your perimeter. The traps that once caught you are now visible. The words that once hooked you will now sound hollow. The manipulations that once felt like obligations will now feel like costumes on a stage you did not audition for. The confusion that spun you in circles will break like fog under sun. The glare of old accusations will darken as your focus strengthens because focus is a shield and clarity is armor. I am taking you from reaction to response, from flinching to choosing, from fear to a wisdom that stretches out its legs and sits at the table without asking permission to be there. You have told yourself that your name is too small for this kind of favor. You have shrunk your appetite so others would not accuse you of greed. Yet I am the one who taught galaxies to bloom, and nothing I plant grows timid. Your name is not heavy enough to break the branch that holds it. Your destiny is not unruly in my garden. I am enlarging your expectation, not to tease you, but to teach you. Believe me when I say that I am not bringing you into a hallway of almost. I am bringing you into rooms you will fully inhabit. You will not be a visitor in your own promise. You will not be a guest in your own healing. You will not be a spectator in your own restoration. You will hold the deed to your peace. You will sign your name on the line where chaos once forged your signature without consent. Because you always skip this. I am speaking in a tone your spirit cannot mistake. Do not try to skip this. Let these syllables settle into your posture. Lift your shoulders even now, breathe like one who expects to receive without apology. Sit like someone whose seat is reserved. Stand like a person who has already been chosen. Walk like one who knows doors are not favors from the proud but mechanisms I designed to cooperate with your steps. Your steps matter today. Take them with gentleness toward yourself and steadiness toward the path. The secret surprise is not loud. It is precise. It will arrive as a perfect fit. An answer that matches the exact outline of your need, not a random solution that forces you to amputate parts of yourself. You will sense me in the timing and in the texture. You will realize that I have been arranging conversations you did not hear, softening hearts you do not know, and moving pieces you cannot see so that you can move freely when the time comes. When you receive this, do not rush to explain it to people who have not learned your language. Give thanks in the quiet first. Water it with gratitude. Then let your actions become your announcement. Forgiveness will unlock part of this, not the old kind that lets harm continue, but the wise kind that releases your nervous system from the duty of rehearsing battles that ended long ago. You are not the crime scene of yesterday. You are the sanctuary of what comes next. Release the role of historian of every wound. Allow yourself to become the archivist of mercy. Archive every moment when you were held, when you were redirected, when you were surprised by joy, when help arrived in a voice you did not expect. This archive will become your map in the days ahead because memory chooses direction. Choose a memory that points toward promise. Provision is ready to meet you in ways that will make your old calculations obsolete. Do not measure new rivers with old cups. Do not budget sunlight as if it were a candle. Do not ration air because a past room was small. I am expanding your capacity to receive without suspiciousness. Trust is not gullibility. Trust is alignment with truth. You will sense the difference by the ease that attends what is right for you. Ease will not mean absence of effort, but it will mean absence of fighting yourself. When you stop fighting yourself, most battles end before they begin. Michael has placed a seal on your doorway, not to keep you in, but to keep peace from leaking out. Every time you enter your home, breathe and say, "This is a place where good news dwells." Treat your space with the respect of a sanctuary. Put your phone down when your spirit asks for silence. Pick up your pen. When your spirit asks for record, you will write what you once only wished. You will track the sequence of small obediences that leads to large doors. You will learn to love small obeisances because that is where the architecture of destiny hides its supports. You have been waiting for a sign that does not require courage. That sign is a mirage. All real signs require at least a seed of courage. And you already have more than a seed. You have a field. Courage will not shout. It will lean close and say, "One step." When you take that step, you will feel me steady you. That steadying will be sweeter than spectacle. Spectacle fades. Steadiness builds. You are being built, and I am delighted with the shape that is emerging. Today, October 16th, mark it as the day you agreed with me in a deeper way. Not because a calendar gives power, but because agreement does. Agree that you were made for more than crisis. Agree that you are allowed to heal without asking permission from those who benefit from your chaos. Agree that joy fits you. Agree that boundaries are beautiful. Agree that love is not a maze but a meadow. Agree that I am not far, that I am not reluctant, that I am not counting your mistakes like a miser. I am counting the ways to bless you without breaking you. I am counting the doors that will not exhaust you. I am counting the people who will celebrate you without needing to own you. I am counting the days your laughter returns to its full volume and refuses to apologize for the echo. Your miracle will happen after you see this secret surprise. And seeing means more than looking. It means recognizing. Recognize yourself as chosen. Recognize me as faithful. Recognize your life as a garden that still has seasons to bloom. Recognize time as a servant and not a tyrant. Recognize fear as a shadow that cannot exist without light. Turn toward the light and let fear fall behind you where it belongs. If the old voice tries to summon you into panic, answer it with the gentlest sentence you can manage. Not today. Then take the next right step. I am already in your next step, holding out what you need. When the good news touches your doorstep, let your first act be gratitude, your second act be stewardship, and your third act be generosity. Gratitude will protect your heart from entitlement. Stewardship will protect your promise from erosion. Generosity will protect your joy from stagnation. You will know whom to bless because I will make their name bright in your thoughts at unexpected times. Do not argue with generosity. It is the river you swim in. I have not forgotten the promises whispered to you when you were most tired. I have not misplaced the tears that spoke sentences your mouth could not form. I have not ignored the nights you fell asleep mid-prayer and felt ashamed. I carried the prayer to completion while you slept because I am not impressed by your stamina and I am not offended by your limits. I am honored by your trust. When you cannot run, I love your walk. When you cannot walk, I love your stand. When you cannot stand, I love your gaze. When you cannot lift your gaze, I sit with you until you can. Nothing in you disqualifies you from being loved by me. Nothing in you disqualifies you from receiving what I am sending. Do not try to skip this. Let these sentences become a lamp in your room and let the lamp stay on until morning. If you wake in the night, whisper, I agree, and return to rest. If you feel the old ache rising, place your hand upon your heart and say, peace lives here. If you feel a tremor of doubt, answer it with a memory of any moment I came through for you. No matter how small, your life is studded with evidence. You are not empty. You are escorted. I bless your threshold. I bless the letters of your name. I bless the hours that have not happened yet. I bless the conversations that will soften hard places. I bless the choices that will turn you toward wide fields. I bless the work of your hands to be fruitful without frantic speed. I bless the rest of your nights to be medicine. I bless your eyes to recognize where I am moving so you can move with me and not against yourself. I bless you to receive without bracing, to give without depletion, to love without erasing yourself. 2 minutes left is the banner over this hour because attention is holy. Attend to the nudge. Attend to the call. Attend to the quiet that is louder than sirens. Attend to the warmth moving across your chest even now. This is me. This is real. Your miracle will happen after you see this secret surprise. And you are seeing it. Good news is coming to your house. The latch is lifting, the hinge is turning. The door is opening. Step through with your eyes soft and your heart steady. Do not try to skip this. Open and live.